morning, babes. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Just a vlog here today and 5 days of dinner series. I don't know, I'm not good at this whole series thing, you guys. But I am gonna show you my at least 5 days of dinner. I mapped it all out, planned it out. I'm gonna make it tonight. Beautiful day in Miami, you guys. It stormed all day yesterday. It's weird, like, it's Caribbean weather, so it'll rain for a minute and then it clears up. It's amazing. So no one ever stresses out when it rains here. So anyway, we're walking to breakfast right now and then we're just gonna get some work done while we're there. I got a veggie omelet with no cheese, potatoes cooked in light oil, and instead of toast, I got fruit. And then I'm drinking off this little kombucha. Hi guys! Okay, so Curtis and I are gonna go on a bike ride right now. We decided to not go to the gym today. I'm not feeling it. And that's okay, you guys. Sometimes you may not feel it too, but I wanna move my body, I wanna burn calories, and it's so beautiful out today. It's been stormy the last 2 days here in Miami Beach, so we just wanna get out and go for a long bike ride. I'm gonna try and burn, I'm gonna wear my Polar watch, and I'm gonna try and burn 300 to 500 calories, somewhere in there. And before I go, I'm gonna put some of dinner, what I'm gonna show you tonight, in the crock pot. I need to start looking there and not there. I can't help it, I just like looking at myself. By the way, I have no makeup on right now, not even a little bit, and I do have scars, but face is doing pretty good. I haven't had dairy in a week. Anyway, so I am going to make crock pot potatoes along with whatever I'm making else tonight. And I'll show you the rest of the meal and everything tonight. But here I am, I'm starting off with 3 pounds of red potatoes. I'm gonna cut them up, put them in this crock pot, and I'm gonna squeeze lemon juice. There's gonna be garlic, smoked paprika, oregano, Himalayan pink salt, pepper, and then it calls for olive oil and butter, but I'm not gonna do butter. I'm just gonna do maybe an extra serving of this coconut oil. So probably like 3 tablespoons of this all together, all right? So, and then I'm gonna cook this on low for about 4 hours, and then hopefully it'll be ready by the time I make dinner. We don't know what we're doing. You guys, I just started cooking again. I have not really cooked in a long time because of starting up my business and everything. We were getting meal prep service back when we were in Sacramento, and I've never been like a cook. My mother was a gourmet cook. I mean, I had cooking all around me, and I think that's one of the reasons why I never wanted to cook or learn, was because I was burnt the fuck out, and I had to help her with catering jobs since I was like 5 years old. And so I was over it. I was over cooking throughout my 20s. I never will learn. So anyways, I just got into cooking when I was 30, and I really enjoyed it. I started to really enjoy it when we first started, me and my husband and I first started my fit journey. I really got into cooking. We were paleo, and I was making all these amazing recipes, and then we started counting macros, and I stopped cooking because it's really hard it's just inconvenient to make all these recipes with macros. You can't really eat like that. So shit, I should have used the big crock pot, damn it. But anyway, so I kind of forgot how to cook. I kind of taught myself and then I forgot. So now I'm kind of like relearning, and I'm just slower at it than normal. So I think this crock pot should be just fine. So I'm just gonna cut these in half because they're probably gonna be pretty mushy after 3 or 4 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna put about 3 tablespoons. I'm just gonna just wing it. We're just gonna see how this works out. Maybe that's 2 tablespoons. Okay, and when I do my macros, you guys, because I do still track my macros loosely. Basically right now, what I'm doing with my macros is, and I've told you this in another video, and I've actually still stuck with this. I know I'm always doing something different every video. It's awful. Don't do what I do. But right now I'm counting macros every day. I track everything that goes in my mouth. I track. But what I'm doing is I don't have an exact calorie goal or an exact macro goal. So I kind of just feed my body the way the hunger I'm feeling that day. If I'm not feeling very hungry, I'll eat a little bit lower calorie. The next day, if I'm a little more hungry, I'll eat higher calorie. If I have a really heavy leg day and I went good, I'll have some extra carbs, you know what I mean? And I'm actually staying pretty darn lean because of it. I don't know how much I weigh right now, I don't care. But that's what I'm doing for my diet. So with this, I'll probably just add like a tablespoon when I have the potatoes tonight. I'll probably just add an extra half tablespoon or tablespoon of coconut oil just to be safe in my macros. And that's what I do when I go out to restaurants. If I, like this morning I had potatoes at a restaurant. I put the potatoes in, eyeballed it, put the potatoes in. Then I saw like oil on the bottom of it and I was like, I gotta account for the oil because I know there's oil in this, a lot of it. So I gave myself a half tablespoon of olive oil or whatever in my macros, and that's just how you do things. That's how you'll stay on track. So anyway, coconut oil in there. I'm gonna do a tablespoon of this garlic, and I get this garlic at, I don't know where I got this, Safeway or something back in Cali. This brand makes cilantro, dried cilantro, and other herbs too, and all you do is add water to it. So it makes it super convenient. By the way, I said this in my last video, but I get all my recipes off of Pinterest and then I kind of tweak them, and like this called for butter. I don't put butter in things, so I just added more coconut oil. So I kind of just switch things around, but I get all my ideas off of Pinterest, and I recommend you guys doing the same thing. And like I said in my last video, is you will be able to find anything healthy on Pinterest by putting paleo before it. Even if you aren't paleo, you'll still find that'll give you the healthy alternative. Okay, so 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, and then I want 1 tablespoon of oregano. It calls for lemon zest and 2 tablespoons of parsley too, but and it says to do that when it's done, so I don't even know if I'll do that. Oh, and then it wants 1 lemon. And yeah, okay, whatever. Okay. So I think that's it. I don't think I add any like water to it or anything like that. I think I just put the lid on it and cook it. So that is the finished product. Okay, so now I gotta Snapchat it. If you guys don't follow me on Snapchat, you fucking missing out. Have to Snapchat. Okay, so we just parked the bike. We rode from Miami Beach to Miami. For those of you that don't know, because I did not know before I moved here. I literally moved here, we picked to move here, and I had no clue where I was moving. So there's Miami Beach and then there's Miami. It's 2 different things. So Miami's Miami, and then you have to cross over these little causeways. They call them causeways here for anybody that's from California and as clueless as I was. They're called causeways, and they're like little bridges that you cross over the ocean. And so we rode the Venetian Causeway all the way from Miami Beach here to Miami, and it's the most beautiful ride. There's ocean on both sides of you the whole time. It's so amazing. If you guys ever visit, take a bike ride over the Venetian Causeway. It's amazing. So we just rode, see that? That's the Venetian Causeway I was talking about. We just rode all the way across that thing, all the way down, see how it's like over there? That's Miami Beach, you guys, because I was just explaining this to them. People that don't know, because I didn't fucking know there was a difference between Miami and Miami Beach. Shit. So over there is where we live. We're on the other side in Miami. You smell me? Smell me? How cool is that? So we just got back from riding bikes. I burned almost over 300 calories. I burned a little over 300 calories. And now I'm just cooking the potatoes, seeing where they're at. They're getting there. Oh my God, it's horrible lighting. We have got the worst luck with kitchens and bad lighting. I really wanted like an all white kitchen, because that would have been the best for filming and stuff. That needs to happen next. Putting it on the dream board. And I'm not hungry today. I don't know why. And I feel bloated. When you are bloated like this, it's gonna mess with your head, and it sucks and it's frustrating. But especially when you're not doing anything wrong. I literally have not had dairy. I haven't had dessert, anything, and there's no reason for it. So I don't understand it. But some days, as women, our hormones are all over the place. And I think am I ovulating? Yeah. Am I? So I think I'm close to ovulation, which that'll mess with things along with your period. So like 2 times a month, be prepared to feel bloat and whatnot. Also, my headaches get really bad around ovulation as well as my period. So your hormones are always all over the place because we're women, and it just comes with the territory. So don't freak out. Don't go diet down even harder because you're bloated for a couple days. Just your body will figure it out, and there are things that you can do. I didn't know I was turning this into a bloat video. I'm not, but I'll just real quick tell you there's things that you can do, like just drinking a fuck ton of water. I have not, that's one thing I have not done today. I have not drank enough water. So I'm gonna go chug water. I'm going to drink some dandelion tea tonight, and I'll probably take some of my Calm supplement so I can make sure I'm pooped tomorrow. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I'm gonna do right now for my bloat today. Maybe I'll go more into depth about bloat some other time, and like the foods you should avoid and this and that. I'll do that in another video. Not doing a sit down, but that's another vlog. So I'm gonna go answer some emails, and I will get back to you guys when I go to start dinner in a couple hours. Okay, so I just added a little more grapeseed oil to these potatoes. Now it's been about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been about 4 hours, and I still think it needs a little more time. But I have one problem, and that is that I lost motivation to make dinner tonight. I'm so tired and lazy. And Curtis and I decided to just take the rest of the night off and watch movies in bed and order food. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I am gonna show you guys, I'm gonna give this about maybe 2 more hours, 6 hours I guess, 5, 6 hours in here. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and then I'm gonna make the rest of the meal for you guys tomorrow night. Sorry, I don't fully think this was a fail because I'm still gonna show you guys the meal. I hope. But anyway, so I will catch you guys tomorrow, and at that time I will finish the entire recipe for you guys, okay? Talk to you soon. Hi guys, okay, so it's about 8 o'clock at night. I put these in around 12:31. So they've been here for a good like 7 hours. And I decided to leave them in longer because I want them to be like crock pot style. I wanted them to be like roast potatoes. So I just decided the recipe only called for 3 to 4 hours on low, but they've been on for like 7 hours. And they taste amazing. The only thing I would have done different is added like diced onions, chopped up onions. I think that would have given it some really nice flavor. And I did add, there was something, I stirred it, and I've been stirring it like every couple hours. I've been stirring it. And there was something missing. I tasted it and there was something missing, and so I added rosemary, and that made it taste a lot better just now. So I added rosemary, and next time I would do onions, and then I think they will be perfect. So I'm gonna actually just put them in a container and put them in the fridge, and then tomorrow morning and then tomorrow I'll make the rest of the meal, and I'll warm these up on the stove. It's the next day, and I'm gonna finish that recipe. So now I'm going to make marinated mushrooms baked in the oven at 400 degrees, and I'm gonna make cod with a sauce on it. So I'm gonna show you guys step by step what I do. So here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with the mushrooms. So because that's gonna take about 20 minutes. I'm preheating the oven to 400 right now. I'm gonna start with the mushrooms because that's what's gonna take the longest. So here I have, it calls for 2 pounds of mushrooms. So I'm just gonna make all of them. So make all these mushrooms. It's gonna take grapeseed oil. I got 50% less sodium soy sauce, gluten-free, balsamic vinegar, pink salt, black pepper, thyme, and garlic. So basically I'm gonna take everything that I need, measure it out. I'm gonna put it into this bowl. I'm gonna put the mushrooms in there and then mix it all up, and then put it on a baking sheet and bake it for 20 minutes. And then while that's baking, then I will start on this part of it, the cod part. I put 1 tablespoon of the grapeseed oil, 3 tablespoons of this balsamic, then I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of this low sodium soy sauce. I'm gonna do, it says 3 garlic cloves, but I don't have garlic cloves, so I'm just gonna do a tablespoon of the garlic. Half teaspoon thyme, and then I'm gonna do salt and pepper to taste. So now I'm just gonna add the mushrooms. I'm gonna mix it up, and then I'm gonna be putting it on a baking sheet and cooking it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Okay, so I'm gonna set these aside. I'm gonna get all my prep ready for my fish, and then as soon as I'm ready to start my fish, I'll throw these in. All right, so I'm gonna cook it for 20 minutes. It says to mix it up halfway through, so I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes, mix it through, then I'll set it for 10 more minutes. Okay, I'm making the sauce. 2 tablespoons of, it says olive oil, but I'm using grapeseed oil. So I'm just gonna heat up the skillet with this oil, let it get hot. And I'm going to add my red pepper flakes along with about a tablespoon of garlic. While I'm waiting for the skillet to heat up for the sauce, I'm just going to season my cod, and I'm just gonna season it with salt and pepper, and then I'm just gonna cook it by itself, and then I'll add the sauce to it when the sauce is done. I'm gonna use this entire box. I'm gonna split every single tomato in half, and then I'm gonna put the tomatoes in with the white wine and the lemon. So I'm gonna let these tomatoes saute for about 12 minutes, it says. And then I'm gonna add in the white wine and the lemon juice and everything else that's involved in it. And again, I'll put all of these recipes below so you guys can just screenshot it and make it. I'm gonna start the fish right about now, so I'm gonna turn on that skillet, get that nice and hot. And then right now, I'm gonna mix these. I'm gonna stir these around in here. So as soon as those are done, in about 5 more minutes, I'm gonna add the white wine, and then let that simmer for a little bit. And then I'm gonna add the basil, the chopped fresh basil, along with some squeezed lemon juice and some more salt and pepper. And that'll be the sauce. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. And then I just weighed out some potatoes, the crock pot ones that I made last night that were supposed to go with this meal. I'm gonna just throw them in the microwave as soon as we are ready to eat. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to eat these while they're fresh and warm, but they'll still be delish. Throw these on. And I'm gonna leave these about 5 minutes each side. Just take about 10 minutes total. So you wanna wait until the tomatoes are wilted, but they still have their shape, about 10 to 12 minutes. Then add the 1/4 cup of white wine and just let simmer for a couple minutes. And then I'm gonna add the lemon juice, the basil, the salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna let it thicken even more. Adding in the basil and the lemon. It says 2 tablespoons of lemon. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And then I'm gonna let this stir and simmer for 2 minutes. The mushrooms were done a little early, unfortunately, so I just wrapped those up and waiting. And this is actually done. I'm gonna just go ahead and turn off this skillet and let it sit for another 2 minutes. And then this will be done. I'm gonna warm up the potatoes for about 2 minutes. Okay, so everything is done. I'm gonna measure out some potatoes. I'm gonna have about 3 ounces, 3 or 4 ounces. So this is the fish. I'm gonna have, it's about 6. There's this yummy sauce. The mushrooms, how freaking good do those look? All right, so there is, how good does that look? All right, so we have the cod with the white wine, cherry tomato basil sauce, and then we have the marinated mushrooms and the soy sauce and balsamic vinegar, and then we have our crock pot potatoes, and there we go. Oh my God, those would have been better fresh, but everything here is so good, you guys. Enjoy. Please say in the comments below if you guys tried this recipe, if you made it. How did you like it? Did your family like it? I have 3 more recipes coming at you. This is the second one. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share with a friend. And thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell you how I was going to calculate this into my macros. So, of course, I'm going to put 4 ounces of potatoes because that's what it was. I'm going to just do like 100 grams of mushrooms or something. Mushrooms don't have very many carbs in it at all. But I will probably do like ½ tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Overall, with cooking oils and everything, I'll probably do a tablespoon of olive oil just to be safe. And then I'll put in a cup of cherry tomatoes and call that good. Cod, I ate about 4.8 ounces, cherry tomatoes, mushrooms. I just did 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. It's only 3 carbs anyways. I did about ½ a tablespoon of olive oil just to be safe. And then I did the red potatoes. I measured out 4.1 ounces, but I didn't eat that much, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and say 3.5. that's that. About 287 calories, very low calorie meal, and only 8 grams of fat, 22 carbs, 30 protein, and once you have been counting macros for years like me, and you have a really good concept of calories and you know exactly what's in something just by looking at it, then you can kind of do what I do. But I don't recommend doing that when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out within your first year of your fit journey, while you're learning macros and the concept of calories and portion sizes and whatnot, I definitely recommend you making sure to weigh out everything, and don't do as I do. Don't eyeball. The only reason I can do that is because I've been doing this for so long, okay? So make sure and weigh everything out and get as precise as you can, and that will yield better results. And then eventually, this is something you get to earn, is eyeballing things and loosely tracking macros and intuitive eating and stuff. That all takes time, and you have to earn that. You have to earn that through discipline of macros and learning macros and forming the habit of sticking to your diet, eating your meals, and macros really do teach you a lot more than just the concept of food and calories. They teach you discipline. They teach you that you can't just snack throughout the whole day, that you have to, like, even now when I eat intuitively, I don't snack throughout the whole day. I can't. I'd be fat if I did that. I wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to see my hard work, and I'd be going over on food every day. So I'm still, even though I intuitive eat, I still have a protein, carb, fat for every meal, discipline with that, and then I also space my meals out so I'm not snacking in between meals. I still have that discipline, and macros taught me that. So learn from macros, form the discipline, learn what's in food, learn the concept of calories and carbs and everything, and then go out and intuitive eat and eyeball things and loosely track, okay? That's my best advice. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later.